bring up the chat here. I hope everybody is doing good. You might have to give me a moment to get the chat up. Let's see, now we need to share this out on the Twitters. Well, share it out on the Twitters. Now we'll put it in the Discord. So, hope everybody is doing good tonight. We're still waiting for Metal. I'm not sure what's going on with him. I know I was chatting earlier a little bit in the live, not the live stream chat, but okay, so let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll start drawing here. We're waiting for Metal. Tonight I am doing my character Horsefly. So, I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Had a good high noon today.
I'm gonna try it on my other computer.
What? Had a good high noon today. Where?
Hi.
You're just talking to yourself, Mo.
Oh.
Well, we do have 3 people watching. Besides me talking, there was only 2 you talking. Metal is yet to be here. Not sure what's happened to him, but hey, that's alright. Sometimes people have stuff to do. This girl looks a little buff. I don't want her being that buff. Okay, so it's not show. Although I think her bust is a little too big for the character too. Although I know Ulrich wouldn't mind her bust being bigger. Well, so What's everybody up to tonight or tomorrow? Hey Eagle, how are you? What's new? Hey Kat, how are you? What's up in Central Western Western Central Canada? Eagle wants his wrench. If I give you your wrench, Eagle, are you gonna time out Cat? Or anybody else that doesn't deserve it? Don't give it to him. I'll time people. Okay, well then. No wrench then. Because that could be a bit of a wrenching situation. But at least you're honest. But that doesn't mean you're getting your wrench. Just because you're honest about it. Cat's afraid to time me. No, she's not afraid. She's just smart. Here you go. There's a difference. Because she knows there's a 100% chance that if she times you out, that she'll get her wrench taken. Especially if she's doing it for no reason. And she doesn't want to get her wrench taken. That's not being afraid, that's being smart. Elizabeth was distracted. Highly unlikely. Your day will come, Eagle. Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody else's channel that won't penalize you. That she'll have a wrench and be able to get you with. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is with Restream, it doesn't show stuff like that. The timeout stuff. I did not see you, Rick. What do you mean you did not? Oh, yeah, you said about coming to Calamities. I forgot. Forget what I was doing, but I forgot. If John or Metal joined the stream, would Rick forget about the chat? No. No. Rick, do you want to be part of Charity's stream marathon? I'm not sure. You gotta tell me maybe a bit more about it. I'll be part of a charity stream marathon. For some reason I was thinking charity calamity. Yeah, possibly, but still, I'd like to know more information before I agree. A week-long charity raid train starting Friday, December 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern. That goes to Friday, December 11th at 7 Central. Okay. And what does one have to do exactly? And I guess also what's the charity for? Well, somehow I'm assuming it might have something to do with Christmas. Okay, I gotta work on that foot. Starlight Foundation. And I guess, like I said, how does it work exactly? Okay, I get the raid part. Um, let me quickly look up Starlight Foundation. Starlight Children's Foundation. Happiness to seriously ill kids. Okay. Yeah, definitely a good one. I'm presuming this is the right one. I'll look it up. It's pretty much what comes up right away. Okay, this leg is totally off. I'll get you more details. Okay. Yeah, I just want to, before I commit, I just like to, well, it looks like a good thing. I don't think I got any problems with the organization that it's for. It's just, how would it work and all that is probably a lot of the big stuff at this point. And I guess it's so we might through the Starlight Foundation might be able to get the kids some Christmas gifts and stuff like that or whatever. I'm here for buff women. Don't at me. Don't be mad at you. I've been saying hi to the eagle. So, Evan, there are in the Final Fantasy I'm playing, every so often I run into these mummies that I have to fight, and I'm saying I have to fight you as that. No. Hey, oh, no, let's say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody, yeah. Participant me. So we haven't decided yet. Hey, I didn't put the mummies in the game. I just thought, ooh, look, Evan's in the game, and I gotta fight him. You and a bunch of your pals. Usually, there's multiple mummies at once that I have to fight. So. They even mentioned it, I think, the first time they popped up. Well, are streamers running this charity or Twitch? Asked Eagle. Streamers. No one forced you to fight them. Yeah, I guess I could have run. Calamity is running the group. It's good exposure for you too, Rick. They will be providing an overlay also. Oh, cool, cool. Definitely cool. Well, like I said, I'm not against it in the least. Like I said, I got to know how it works so I can make sure I know I can do it. You know, I don't want to say yes to something that I might not be able to do for whatever reason. Yes, Evan. Evan, hold up. What's happening on this paper? Well, I'm drawing my character Horsefly. I've got her torso, her legs. Um, well, all you have to do is stop by one of her streams and let her know you're interested. Well, what I mean is, like, what I have to do, not what I have to do to get involved, is more, okay, obviously it involves rating. How is this continuous raid, I think you said, going to work exactly? Trying to do a continuous raid train. So, you know, you go from one spot to another rating people on the list. And how is this, I guess, also going to earn money towards for the kids and all that? Are those bullet holes? No, those are not bullet holes. The design of her costume is supposed to be spots, not so much. Not so much. You just sign up for time to stream. Okay. And you would be rated into and rated out. Yeah, so when I'm done my stream, I've got to raid somebody who's supposed to be streaming at that time, and I could get raids during my stream. Looks like they look like singularities. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what got me to design the costume completely like this. She's supposed to be a horsefly, so I don't know what I was thinking exactly. Maybe, I know I looked up horseflies at the time. Some seem to be a bit spotted, I think probably that's why they've got all sorts of different looks. So there's some people with spotted, some with stripes on them. Does she like Zephron? I'm not even sure what Zephron is. So that's probably where I was going. With the costume look, I would think. Off the top of my head, of course. And quickly looking up horseflies. Does the axis or axle offset the mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Mallet. I'm thinking out. I'm thinking out of all of us. I love Zephron the most. Okay, I have no idea who Zephron is. So I guess that means I love Zephron the least. Possibly. And I know I could look this up right about now. What Zephron is. Hey, Sketchbook, how are you? Or Jack, or Zach? What does axle offset mean, Jack? Okay, I have no idea, or Zach. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Violet. Still sick. Well, sorry to hear about that. Sorry to hear that you are still sick. I hope you do get better very soon. Because nowadays being out of work is probably not a good thing, even for a short time. Yes, Evan? You ring a ding a ding a ding dong? Get well, Sketch, says Mallet. Thanks, Mallet. Is the rest of her body missing, or are you leaving a mystery? Well, it's missing at the moment. I'm just fully just going over these particular lines at the moment. Trying to... Some stuff I have established. Is this the person an assassin? Is this person also an assassin for the Illuminati? No, but this person is actually an assassin, unlike Snowdrift. And she goes up against Snowdrift. Rick, can you draw an Evan mummy? I actually have. I haven't done it in a while, but I do have a mummy, a monster team that I'm in the middle of creating, and Evan is in charge of it. I gotta put the rest of the characters on here, but I did create this about a month or so ago, a couple months ago. Snowdrift is not even an assassin, Eagle. Although, that might be good for your alternate version of Snowdrift when I run the contest. So maybe you want to figure all that out for the your fan version to enter in. Well, actually, technically, I do have one contest that's running right now. Rick, I need help. John refuses to get me help. It's not how well you can draw, Eagle. You just do the best you can or work with somebody. How does a werecat sound? Interesting. Maybe instead of werewolf, a werecat? What do I do? I don't know. But you do, Mrs. Dillard. Actually, the one contest I do have on at the moment is designing the an outfit for the Canadian Shield to first appear his first set of civilian clothes. But the contest that I was talking about there was when I run my campaign for the Canadian Shield #2 and Snowdrift #1. I'm going to be doing the fan version contest for Snowdrift, Toxico, and Messenger. Were Tiger. Or I could have my werewolf and a werecat at the same time, and then the werecat and the werewolf fall in love. If I win the contest, do I get $1,000? No. Hola, Gata. Gata and Evan. This sounds like a furry contest. Wasn't Michael Jackson a werecat in Thriller video? Oh, what they're talking about has nothing to do with the contest. That has to do with, let's see. I think I should be able to bring it up fairly easy. I had to look up what Gata was. It was probably Spanish for cat. Sorry, Evan, I don't have a translation for you. Okay. Do we have another one of those? Oh yeah, right here. So, yeah, so this is the thing. Evan and the ghouls. So we had Evan as the mummy. We had my character Wolfang. We had a ghost, invisible woman, an invisible person, a golem, Vampire, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon, a demon. So I'm sure we could easily add in a werecat in there. To Evan and the Ghouls. Oh, there's one that we didn't have too. Wait, the Cornucopia crew is back. Rick, no. Evan means no, Rick. Rick never works on cool stuff. Color Lagoon. Creature from the Colored Lagoon. We don't have a skeleton creature in there either, so. Ricardo El Flatuous. I have no idea how to say that. I know I'm saying it wrong. Yes, see, senor. Yeah, Kata is just doing her job here. See. Hola la bala. Sí, señorita Delete. Or should I say Senora Dillard? Swiper keep. Quit swiping. What are you talking about? Bullet? Dora the Explorer? Okay, I have no idea how you think I'm swiping Dora the Explorer. Just by, using this Espanol. Your bad accent reminds me of Dora the Explorer. Laugh a lot. Mr. Dillard draws has a wrench. Yeah, he does. What's your pointer? Ego. And Mrs. Dillard, no matter how much ego says to, do the stuff to him, of tossing him, do not. It's a character's line in the show. Hey, Lorenzo. Metal won't let me blind you. Blind you. Poor. Now you should sound like Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, God. Rodriguez. Lorenzo is a woman. No, Lorenzo is not a woman. I'm always changing that accent, eh, senor? Senor. Senor Dorito. Oops. Why are you calling Lorenzo a woman? I am not. I would never call Lorenzo a woman. But the woman, is he a man? I'm pretty sure Cat did. No one said Lorenzo. Maybe it was Rick. Rick, I think the Cat should lose a ranch for claiming that Lorenzo was a woman. I am not claiming. No, I have to order R's. Well, sometimes you have to order the R's. You just got to know when to roll the R's. Now I'm doing a Scottish accent. I don't know why. Misgendering. Misgendering is a no bueno. Misgendering is a no bueno. Twitter is evil. Twitter is evil. Lorenzo. So Rick is agreeing with Kat. I am not agreeing with Kat. I can't say nothing, but certainly not this. I don't even know what she's saying. There is a clear pattern in each of them. Ricardo. Ricardo. But anyways, Mrs. Dillard, in the next few days, my that stuff is going to be up on my website, and I know what I gotta pay. Oh, thing. So that's a good way to get $1,000. I just dropped. I just dropped on Draw and Talk that John has an OnlyFans. Oh, okay. Now he's mad. Rick, Cat is staring at everyone. Oh well. Let me ask a question. Is Horsefly a female? Yes, she is. Bullet. This is not the angle that I originally was wanting, so I would have to. I was trying to go for. Bullet, this is a buff woman channel. Get on board. Well, she's somewhat slender in the waist. So Horsefly is a part of the pattern. What do you mean, a part of the pattern? Yes, Evan. You're bellowing. Uh, Rick Evans trying to get your attention. Does Horsefly happen to be Russian Twitch streamer? No. No, she is not. Evan. Let's see. Hopefully I have... No, it's not still. Let's see. Rick, do you have cute feet? Mallet wants to know. I don't know. I'd say that's a matter of perspective, or maybe not perspective, but what's the name of it? Preference? Anyways, Horsefly's real name is Virginia. Virginia Campbell. She's 5'9", approximately 115 pounds. She is a professional assassin. She has dirty blonde hair and green eyes. Her first appearance is... Rick, are you sure this person is assassin? She's nothing like Snowdrift. Women and horses don't mix, Rick. Why Horsefly, Rick? When I was looking up about, well, I found the name Horsefly. I thought of there's horseflies out there, so I thought, okay, horseflies, yeah, cool. And then I think at first I was going to make him, or make Horsefly a guy. But I think in reading about horseflies, the females are a little bit more vicious, or I'm not sure how to put it. What does it say here about the females? Female horseflies can transfer blood-borne diseases from one animal to another. Their feeding habits and areas occur. I know I looked it up and I forget what I noticed, but I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the Wikipedia thing on them. I think it was the female one. I think I found out the female ones do the biting. Horseflies bites can be painful to humans. Usually we as occurs around symptoms. Rick, well, horses are evil, Rick. No, they're not. They're nice, but not assassinable evil. Is a horsefly attractive or ugly? Well, technically, I wouldn't say they're very attractive. Rick, you trailed off 5 words into that description. Yeah, because I'm sorry about that. I'm reading things here and trying to read quickly and see whether it goes with what I think I know or don't know. And it didn't seem what I was reading was going to be... Well, she's supposed to be somewhat attractive. It's not like she's going to be flaunting her beauty as anything. She's not going to be... I do want her to be a good-looking fairly good-looking woman in the comics, but it's not like she's going to be using it for anything, her beauty. Better give her a great hair for that crazy get up. Yeah, she has dirty blonde hair. Rick, that woman is dressed inappropriately. How is she dressed inappropriately? She's covered from. Think about the only thing that's not covered in on her is her hands. Nope, they're covered too. Well, so I guess the only thing not covered on her is her hair. But anyways, Virginia was born to unknown parents and was abandoned on the steps of an orphanage. While living there, she was teased by the other children. At the age of 5, she ran away because of the teasing. Coming upon a train yard, she climbed into an empty freight car to find several hobos. The hobos take her in as one of their own. One of the hobos was a long washed-up PI who decided to ride the rails. Now a grizzly old man, he shared all his stories to anybody who would listen. Virginia saw the old man like a grandfather and hung on his every word. She would hear all his stories 100 times over. This created a special bond between them. As she grew older, she asked him for more details about everything in the stories. She would ask him all he knew about. The washed-up PI had a vast knowledge of weapons, and he imparted to her. However, when she was 15, she witnessed the old man's senseless murder at the hand of two-bit thugs. With the man being so dear to her, she swore to avenge his death. To do so, she decided to learn more about weapons. He told her about more about the weapons he told her about and any other weapon. Please reevaluate the bullet hole placement. Well, they're not bullet holes, but I think that's a very it looks like she's making clothing. Well, once it's colored, Mrs. Dillard, here, let me bring up a colored version of her for you. Or mostly colored version. Okay, so let me switch over to Clip Studio Paint. So there is a mostly, well, I'd say a fully colored version. Well, I'll use some shading. Now this one's obviously not shaded and shadowed. We'll color her quickly. Well, I will be coloring her tomorrow night, Mrs. Dillard. So is this a legacy story? Was the PI actually the first Horsefly? No, he wasn't. She creates the identity. Being in a big city at the time, she goes to the library and starts her quest. She learns about all the kinds of weapons and where to find the masters of the various weapons. At this, she starts to travel the world in hopes of learning to master all the weapons she can. In her travels, she learns that poisons can be a very useful weapon. So Virginia decides to learn all she can about poisons as well. Oh, okay, I see the final product. I'm a bit more relieved now. I was about to call your mom. Is that a mask or does she have bug eyes? It's a mask of her own making. Probably some sort of gas type mask. Well, the hobos shot, and she stole her clothes. When she finally satisfied she knows enough to complete her task, Virginia sets out to find the murderers of the man that was so dear to her. Upon finding and killing the people responsible for the old man's death, Virginia found out that the killing of these men gave her a high, that it was so simple, and with all her knowledge and skill. This brings her to the decision to hire herself out as an assassin. Oh, my eyes. Over time, she realizes she needs a persona so people will know her work and a disguise so she can be free to spend her money without anybody recognizing her. Remembering something that caught her eye while scanning the encyclopedia, she decides to fashion her look and persona after that. After gathering materials and designing her costume and putting it together, she decides to adopt the name of that which she took her look and persona from, that being Horsefly. Horsefly. Horsefly has excellent hand-to-hand combat skills. In her travels, she's learned various forms of fighting to train herself to be a weapon and of herself. She also learned and near mastered almost all kinds of weapons. If there was a weapon she has yet to master, she is in the process of mastering it. Virginia also knows how to make and use any form of poison. She knows also what various poisons will do. So, Rick, can I see Horsefly? Can I see? Rick, I can't see Horsefly as a villain. Snowdrift is more evil every way. How is Snowdrift more evil? And my favorite character in Total Recall was the Three Bobs. Yeah. Is she from the Total No, she is not. Eagle from Total Recall in any way. I bet she doesn't know Ebony's. She does. What is Ebony's? I don't even know that. Although I don't mention anything about these extra little arms in the bio. What they can do. Rick, can you show me the part of the description that says a horsefly has tentacles? A horsefly does not have tentacles, Evan, but a horsefly does have, or flies, depending on which way you want to go. They have 4 legs and 2 arms, or 6 appendages. So I'm giving her extra appendages. On the sixth day. Sixth Day is a better movie though. My favorite scene was this woman screaming. Yeah, she goes around murdering people, literally, and with knives and poisons and all that. Yeah, she really screams hero. I don't think I've ever seen Sixth Day. It sort of. Oh no, the Sixth Day. Am I confusing that with a different movie? You're talking the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right, Eagle? Do you have any characters with three Bobs? No. Yeah, I didn't really like that movie. Yeah, it's supposed to be an end times movie. Lorenzo, but a worldly version, very worldly, and they get a lot of biblical stuff wrong. But you know, how's that not surprising? How's John's interview going on Draw and Talk? That's probably where Metal is. He's probably in the chat over there. Horsefly equals hero. I agree to disagree, Rick. Wrong in whose opinion? The Bible's opinion? How the Bible spells out things are going to, a lot of things are going to happen? Hey, Shinobi. Well, even Christian. True. That is true, Shinobi. King James, NIV. Heck, you can even say the Catholic Bible because Revelation is the same in it as in there, and I think Daniel and Ezekiel and all that stuff. Rick, cat timed epic. Why did you time him out? I did not. Xylo and Horsefly should time up. team up, I should say. Says, who's deleting messages? Let's see. View event. Top. Rick John agrees your bullet hole placement is suspect. They're not bullet holes. They're spots, for lack of a better word. Will you? I don't see anybody doing that. If you keep the feet thing up, I won't let Rick pay for my butler. Okay, later, Mallet. Have a good night. Also, will you be sure? Hey, Metal.
Hello, hello, hello. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing fine.
As for what they are, like I said, Mr. Dillard, they're like patches. I'm not sure what patches, spots or whatever. Was trying to design it a little bit after a horsefly. They're not bullet holes.
I mean, they could become bullet holes if the person's got good enough aim.
Yeah, true. You know, when I was looking at horseflies way back when, some of the pictures I saw had spots on them, so all over the place. Or some parts. So I just created a costume with some spots on them, some big thick lines. I had those too for separating stuff. Carbara. You have no power here, Cat.
It says "ay caramba."
Ay caramba.
Yeah, it basically said "hot damn."
This is Dillard saying she needs $1,000.
It's an exclamation.
You are doing this on purpose, I am convinced. What am I doing on purpose? Or are you talking about somebody else? Once bitten, twice convinced, it says Mrs. Dillard. Well, hopefully on the campaign, Mrs. Dillard, when I have the next campaign, you might be able to get a bit cheaper. When I'm on the campaign, he's willing to lower some prices a little during that time, to help me get funded and that sort of thing. So, but then you might have another problem. I'm gonna have another statue.
Oh, you're still talking about that statue?
Well, Mrs. Tiller's in the chat. She's more talking about it. I'm just...
Well, why does she need the big one? Why can't she get the smaller, cheaper one?
I don't know. Ask
I think
her.
she get even more cheap if she wants to use it as a hobby and paint it herself.
Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking maybe since it's one color, the one that you have to paint, maybe I'll just get it the one color as white. So, you've only got to paint the base, whatever color you want.
Why wouldn't you do that? What was your other idea?
I was thinking the gray that the base is, but I don't know why I was thinking that. Because that's the way the small one came to me, gray. So the statue George made. Yeah, were you here the other day at the revealing of it? Mom, if you can hear me, can you bring in the statue? I was taking some pictures. I took it out into the living room to get some pictures. Although,
There better lighting in your living room?
yeah, well, more in my dining room. And I put, well, these probably the same ones that. Let's see, where does he?
The statue could be mine, but I need to start a GoFundMe.
Oh, she is listening. So, let's see. Yeah, right here. What the F? Why are you drawing a huge chewy nipples on this character? Be reasonable. So, yeah, I'm not sure whether you saw this, Lorenzo. This is a big one that I'm going to be making available on my site. It's also going to end up being available in this size too. Half the size, basically. Although it looks like, or half the height, which makes it look. Wait, I think it's more than. Ends up looking more than. It looks like less than half the size when you really look at it. So, I'll put that over there. Yeah, I unboxed that yesterday on High Noon, Lorenzo. And I end up talking to George when it put it on my website for people that can possibly buy. Damn, what color is that pink nail polish again? Haha. Let's see. Evan says, Lorenzo says that's really cool. Evan says, I'm not sure $600 is enough for that fine craftsmanship. It's not. Evan said, Ms. Diller says it's not. 600 won't cover it. I need 1,000.
Kat wants to know who made the design.
It was a cross between Efren Crespo, the guy that's doing the thing. He sent me a fan art piece, which I'll show off here in a sec if I can find it. Hopefully, and I thought it was decent, and that gave me my idea for it, and then me and George worked together coming up with the exact look.
Well, Dillard says that that price is absolutely ridiculous. So you should probably take his example, and if he wants to charge him an insolence tax on top of it.
What's that mean?
He did to, what was it, Nighthawk Warrior, when he was originally talking about the price for his comic, and then Nighthawk said that was too high, so he's like, oh, well, for you it's $80, or it was something more for an insolence tax.
Officers. We keep it half a year at a time. Okay, so now I colored this myself, but let's see, switch to that's you know the what fan piece that Efren Crespo, well, fan and started showing me what he could do at the same time. He was, saying about wanting to do drawing it. So
Just call it a demo piece.
yeah. So I used the basic concept to go with it. So. Rick, Eagle says, Rick, Horsefly should be the Canadian Shadow sidekick. I don't think.
Lorenzo says that the Canadian Shield looks absolutely terrifying in that image. Well, he is a hulking 8-foot man. I think he should look absolutely terrifying. I mean, how would you feel if you saw somebody that size in front of you in real life?
Coming soon, John's OnlyFans with videos of him riding the Pilito Ton in a variety of biking shorts. That's Horsefly.
The Peloton, yeah. The Peloton is that integrated networked biking program where it kind of like puts things on the screen and it's like you're riding a bike through different places and you're connected to other people who do the same thing and you can see their scores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dillard currently is building a rivalry with EVS because he can see his records.
Or he's trying to.
Well, he's trying to outdo him. But
Yeah.
he can't let EVS be doing better than John.
Yeah. How is the rivalry going? Is Ethan taking part in this rivalry? Does Ethan know he's part of this rivalry?
Does he need to know?
I think so.
You don't need consent to be somebody's rival. What do you think this is?
I guess you don't need consent, but, it's not really a competition. John's more in competition with himself against Ethan than Ethan's in the competition at all.
Well, if he wins, then he can just rub in his face.
Yeah.
So.
Mrs. Gillett says Ethan better not take her ideas for success. Lorenzo saying, is the Canadian Shield revenge for him back in Canada? No. If you actually put that statue up for sale, in my opinion, of you will be severely and permanently diminished. Oh well. The worst, if nobody buys it, nobody buys it. I put my cards up on my site and nobody's bought them. I'd say I put my comic up on my site and nobody's bought the new version yet off. No, one person's bought the new version off the site. And it's not like the price is going to go down just because at the moment. So, yeah. During campaigns, people will be able to get it probably a little cheaper.
Everybody's declaring their rivalries in the chat.
See, my problem is I just need to find somebody. How do I say this nicely? As enthusiastic about the Canadian Shield as Mrs. Dillon that actually has the money to spend.
Oh, so Kat said that Evan is her rival, and then Evan's like, I am Kat's Gary. And she immediately thought of SpongeBob's snail Gary and pictured him as a pet snail, and then realized that she meant the Pokemon. Gary Oak, the suavest man in all of Kanto. Had like an entire horde of cheerleaders riding around in his car with him as he went from town to town. He also had more badges than you can get in the game. I think he had like 10 or something like that by the time he went to go fight Giovanni. It's like, dude, you only need 8.
Well, you may only need 8, but what's wrong with having more? Jesus, those cards,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, he's Gary Oak, so obviously he's going to get more.
That's for a signed set, John. I have them up there as the unsigned set. Well, individually and unsigned. Individually and as a group.
Evan says that his character's name might be Stolen IP. It's a tabletop game. I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah. Yeah, because usually for tabletop games, they throw away the character afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, you could take them from campaign to campaign if you're playing a campaign that's at the appropriate level for the character.
Yeah. Either that or you have to start.
Like, yeah.
Either that or you have to start all over again.
Yeah. But, like, maybe the world setting or a module or something like that matters for IP and stuff, but when it comes to individual characters, it's kind of just a thing of the player that doesn't really exist without them. I don't think any IP holder has ever cared if a player, even on a stream, kind of violates their IP just for a throwaway character.
I'm not sure how much American of it is. I know what I have to pay him, and I don't want to really be saying all that on stream. John? So her phone died. Thank God. Poor Eagle. That's what you get for accusing me. Sounds like a scam. Well, all I know is he told me it takes like 60 hours to print it, and I can actually believe it because, you know, I've printed stuff through my library, and I've printed stuff probably smaller than that, and it's taken quite a bit of time. I've had it where it's taken 3 or 4 hours for something. I'm not sure what the biggest thing I've printed at the library was. Well, oh, my Canadian, my one of these.
Like, I can't believe the stream only has 3 likes. I can.
Yeah. You know, I remember when I had these printed. They were like 10, 15 hours, something like that. I forget now. You know, so I had to go back to pick them up and afterwards. And that's 3 different colors, so you know there's a lot of changing of stuff and all that. Set up and all that. That's not my fault, Evan. Rick Stream wants to be 2 minutes behind, and to avoid that, I skip forward. I just hit the dislike button.
You actually have more dislikes than likes now.
It's normal. People want to troll me or hate me or whatever. I don't know. And I just not. I gotta. It's hard to, but I just gotta not care. And it's hard not to care. You know, they want to troll me like that. You know, I don't think that's right trolling me like that, but no. I wouldn't do it to anybody out there. But I can't control what other people do. I think those are your fans, Rick. Yeah, my fans are putting the dislikes. You gotta love that. They love me enough to dislike me. Shinobi says, troll, 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 troll. I fought a few trolls today, and finally, in what's the name of it? Final Fantasy #1.
Mm.
I have ogres running from me actually now in it.
Oh, ogres. Yeah, because you can get, the spawns will be like either 2 ogres or like an ogre and, I don't think they're called creeps in your version. I think they're called, gigas worms.
Yeah. I've had those running from me too now, too.
Yeah.
Had those running before the ogres.
Just be careful for the green ogres.
The Hulks, the chieftains, the ogre chieftains.
Yeah, they might call them. Yeah, that might be what they call them in that version. In the original, they literally just called them green ogres. Those are like the version of ogres.
There's a blue type one that they are the mages.
Yeah. There's a wizard ogre too in the original. Those ones are pretty nasty because they're like, I'm just as bad as an ogre, but I can throw spells at you.
To be fair, they may not. Let's see. Evan says, to be fair, they may not like the bullet holes. They're not bullet holes. Lorenzo says, I heard even dislikes help a channel because it's interaction. Yeah, well, it's interaction. I'm not sure how much it helps. Too much, I think, actually hurts. Possibly, I'm not sure.
It depends. The algorithm's very, very complicated. Maybe too complicated for its own good.
What happened? I thought Rick was crying. Who cheered him up? I wasn't crying. I was just expressing my frustration.
I talk to ogres. I think everybody can talk to ogres. Don't our ogres speak common tongue?
It's not a question.
Shrek.
It's not a question whether you can talk to the ogres. It's a question whether they can understand you and talk back.
No. The real question is, do they want to talk to you?
Yeah.
No, man. I saw Shrek, and Shrek was talking to everybody just fine. The real question is, how well can you understand a Scottish accent? Donkey.
Donkey? Yeah, you're saying what that thing said. Is Horsefly in a relationship with Insecto? No. It's not. I would say they probably don't even know about each other. And Insecto's married to a very lovely woman that he's very faithful to. Although he just been married. So Rick, stop being gay and give me an answer to my indecent proposal. What's your indecent proposal? Or are you talking about us sort of teaming up? Or teaming up or whatever, I'm not sure how you worded it.
It says, play me to sleep with some pizza time, Rick. Pizza time, what are you talking about? Are you talking about that level from Spider-Man 2? Because that's a pretty good background music. That's like the pizza background music. Or is there a different pizza time I'm not aware of?
Pizza time! No, I propose a 100% legal partnership. At this, yeah, unfortunately, John, in partnering with you, I would have to require you to change probably a lot of language in the buckler if you're using thing, because my company is a Christian company, and I'm not going to be having stuff like that in my comic books. I'm not sure whether you'd want to work with possibly some of the restrictions that I'm putting on myself and the universe and all that, which I'm not fully aware of all of them at the moment. He hates my guts.
Understandably.
But, John should know this, too. So, it's not like it should come to us any surprise.
Jesus did use a lot of offensive language.
Yeah. That I agree. He called
He's a pretty aggressive guy.
hordes of vipers and all that. He called people names and stuff like that.
He was a pretty aggressive guy to people who deserved it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't disagree. We a lot of people have this wrong image of Jesus. He wasn't some Weasley pushover. Yeah,
He wasn't a hippie.
Yeah. The meek and mild, the meek may inherit the earth, but the meek, I think a lot of us have the wrong understanding of what meek is.
Oh, I know what meek means.
Yeah.
Meek loosely translates to having a sword but choosing to keep it sheathed. So it doesn't mean you're a weak person. It means you're choosing not to engage when you don't have to.
Yeah. Where most people don't get that. They think of meek as weak.
In fact, you technically can't be meek if you are weak. You actually have to be strong to be meek because it's a choice. It's a set of behaviors.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I get that entirely, but unfortunately a lot of people equate meekness with weakness.
Is it because they sound alike? Are people that simple?
I have no idea. And,
Because it's like even the turn the other cheek thing. A lot of people don't understand what that means, and that's actually a sign of strength.
Yeah.
Because people would only slap you with one hand, because their other hand was used for wiping their butt, right? You shook hands with one hand. That's your right hand. And to turn the other cheek after being slapped as an insult is kind of like a dare for them to either give you a backhand, which you didn't do, or to slap you with the other hand.
Yeah.
It's now facing the other side, and it's almost a taunt to turn the other cheek to somebody.
Actually, John, I do own a sword. It may be a wooden sword, and I own a few plastic ones, but technically they're swords. I would even say I own a bow stick, a couple of bow sticks, and those are actually made of bamboo or something like that. I got them at the dollar store. If I actually hit somebody with a meaning to, it would hurt. The plastic ones...
Oh, you could kill somebody with a bow staff.
Yeah.
Well, I could kill somebody with a bow staff.
I think almost anybody, if you hit somebody in the right spot, like, across the neck or whatever, hard enough.
Yeah, it's just most people have bad choices and hit bad spots.
Yeah.
But more importantly, if you're better trained, you could not kill somebody with a bow staff. I think that's the better way of putting it, too.
Yeah.
You could choose not to kill somebody.
No, I don't think I own a gun anymore. I think my dad gave my pellet gun away. away to somebody that he got for me when I was like 15 or something like that.
But especially in the older world where armor was a lot less common than later on, wooden weapons, especially things like staves, could be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than having like an iron sword.
Yeah.
Especially with the reach that you had. Of course, a spear is just better than all of them because it's the equivalent of having a staff with reach and then a sharp blade at the end. You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, for sure. So, I take it you were watching John on Draw and Talk. How'd that go?
I wasn't watching.
Oh, okay. Okay, then, John, how did it go over on Draw and Talk for the buckler?
No, it's Tuesday, so I was over on Matt Reese's show.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which he said he wanted you to hit him up after this.
He wants me to hit him up?
Well, yeah, he wants you to hit him up because he was supposed to hit you up and he kept forgetting. And I told him, I'm going to see him immediately after I'm done with your show, so I'll remind him to hit you up. But I agree in the modern sense where guns are a thing, but all a gun really is the tip of a spear put into a projectile so that you don't have to put yourself in harm's way. So 2 easies are definitely better.
So let's see where we are on the buckler. We are at $3,574 with 66 backers. So I think he's went up since this morning when I looked at it. $10 or $20, something like that. So it's that time again, unfortunately or unfortunately, depending on who you are. So you want to shield metal? No, that's not what a gun is. Okay, what's a gun, John? It's a projectile weapon.
Yeah. That is built to penetrate, much like a spear was built to penetrate.
Yeah.
You just don't need a long shaft, and you don't have to put yourself in harm's way to use it. You can use it from a lot farther away.
Okay, you could say it.
Even a bow and arrow is just a projectile spear.
Yeah. You could say it's an arrow with explosives in it. A bit of explosive.
Yeah, but then if we go back, a bow and arrow is a lighter weight projectile spear.
Yeah.
And then a gun is just like, well, we don't need the whole shaft. We could just put the penetrating metal part into the barrel.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyways, you want to promote?
I already said I didn't.
You already said what?
I already said I didn't.
Okay. Hello, James McKenna. You got on a bit late tonight. We are just about to end. Dylan says you don't get a long time. That's good news for Mel. I woke off. Everybody go back to the buckler. Thanks everybody for coming by. Thanks for Metal for coming on the panel. Thanks for everybody in the chat coming by and chatting. I hope you enjoyed the drawing tonight, and I guess we will see you tomorrow for high noon, and then for digitally coloring this tomorrow night. So we'll catch y'all later. Bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful day, night, whatever it might be, wherever you are.